All right, today we're going to be taking a look at iOS 26 RC, which was just released today, September 9th. Also, the iPhone 17 event happened today as well, which coincides with the RC release of iOS 26. So, to get started, the phone got actually very hot after doing the update, which is typically to be expected. However, this time I noticed my phone, after the initial update to the RC, got quite warm. I mean, it got really kind of hot to the touch on the back side. So, not entirely great, but it's obvious that will most likely be reduced over time. Moving on, we have a new welcome screen. So you can kind of see here, I'm going to overlay a video, but we now have a brand new open screen or welcome screen that you will now see after either purchasing a new iPhone for the first time and booting it up for the first time, or if you update your software to a newer version. This kind of a hello/welcome screen that you're seeing here is what is going to now show up when the phone reboots and or turns on for the first time. So kind of a cool animation that is showing up now with the new liquid glass interface concept type of thing going on there. So pretty cool. Next up, the wallpaper section. Within settings here, if we go down and go to wallpaper right here, you're going to notice that on the wallpaper preview that we see here is actually the old wallpaper from iOS 17. So I'm not entirely sure why the preview shows an iOS 17 wallpaper. Now, I do know that my home screen here is the iOS 17 wallpaper. However, the preview within the settings app should not replicate that. So it should be the default wallpaper that you would see within iOS 26. So for an unknown reason, this preview for the wallpaper shows the outdated version. So hopefully that could be fixed by the official final release. However, I don't 100% expect that at this point, since the RC is essentially the final release of iOS 26. So we have a new feature that is now available within the Health app. And this is relating to the new announcements that happened today involving the Apple Watch. So the new Apple Watches, the Apple Watch Series 11, have now included the ability to track hypertension relating to blood pressure. So basically in the Health app now on the iPhone, if you search for hypertension, you can see right here, we now get this brand new section for hypertension notifications. And essentially what this is it's a health-related metric that your Apple Watch will track and then will notify you to let you know if you indeed have hypertension, which could be potentially detrimental to your blood vessels in your heart in the long term and is potentially serious. So yeah, this is a new feature in collaboration with the new release of the brand new versions of the Apple Watch. So yeah, it's kind of a cool thing. Also, the hypertension tracking capabilities is also not limited to only the brand new Apple Watches that were just announced. It's going to be coming to older Apple Watches as well. All the way down to, I believe, the Apple Watch Series 9. So if you have an Apple Watch Series 9 or above, you will get to have the ability to track and monitor for hypertension. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Neat feature to have, and just builds on the overall health aspect within the system and for Apple Watch. This next one I cannot show since the device that I am currently using for this demonstration does not support it, since it's an iPhone SE. But the next feature involves a new case recognition feature for the tinted icons. So basically, the tinted icons, let's for example go over here to tinted and change all the icon colors. If you happen to put on a supported case onto a supported iPhone, the iPhone will recognize that you have put on a specific case that is a certain color and will then automatically change the tinted icon color to match that of the color of case that you have put onto your phone. Okay, next up is a slight tweak to the liquid glass interface, and the most notable place that you will see this is in the Music app and or the Podcasts app. And on the left side of the screen here is iOS 26 Beta 9, and right here obviously is Beta RC. So essentially, the liquid glass interface seems a tad more transparent in the RC release compared to Beta 9, which I actually way more prefer, and it kind of brings back a little bit more of that original liquid glass that we had back in June with Beta 1. But yeah, so the transparency does seem to have been increased and is less of a frosted glass look and more of a clear glass look. Which is, in my opinion, what liquid glass is supposed to be. But yeah, in this particular release, the transparency on various interfaces throughout the system has increased, which is kind of cool. So within the Watch app, involving the new announcements today, again, for the iPhone 17 event, the new Apple Watches that were just announced now have updated watch faces that you can add. So within the Watch app here on the iPhone, you can see we have all these different options that we can now choose from, and some of which are specific to watchOS 26 and iOS 26. Some of these are have been here previously since iOS 18 and such. However, there are some that are brand new to the new iOS and watchOS 26 versions. Moving on, so the dock at the bottom of the screen here is also still quite large. Not entirely sure why that is. That's basically been there since, I believe, either Beta 7 or Beta 8 is when the dock around the dock icons have gotten basically bigger. And nobody really knows why at this point. Some theorize that it has to do with the large icons that you can select through the icon customization menu right over here under Customize. However, I don't think that should be the case, because if you use large icons, the dock should dynamically change to fit that, and then if you use smaller icons, the dock should kind of go back down to a semi-smaller size to be coherent with the relative smaller icon size. So again, not entirely sure why Apple has basically kept it the larger size. Again, could be a bit of a bug. Who knows? Might change in a future release. Another bit of an issue, and this is a bug, if we go back out here to settings, the Wi-Fi toggle in the settings app is still effectively broken. It's not broken in the sense that it doesn't toggle Wi-Fi on and off. It's basically broken in the fact that it doesn't have liquid glass animation. So I went over this in iOS 26 Beta 9's video, and it is unfortunately still here within RC. So you can see we turn on Wi-Fi right here, on and off, and the little toggle switch does not have the liquid glass animation tied to it. So again, if I go back out here to Bluetooth and you turn Bluetooth on and off, you see right there we get that little bit of a liquid glass animation when turning the toggle on or off. But Bluetooth still, for some unknown reason, obviously Apple has kind of overlooked this and has forgotten to add liquid glass to this particular little toggle switch. So yeah, it's probably something that will be fixed in a subsequent release in the future. But as of now, it's looking like in the final release of iOS 26, the little toggle is going to be still broken. And to end this video, just to kind of give an overall thoughts on the smoothness and or responsiveness of the overall system, it's actually pretty fast. The iOS 18 on the release with the iPhone 16 series of iPhone last September in 2024 iOS 18 was very buggy, very, very buggy, very glitchy from day one. And even to this day, a year later, it still has weird discrepancies and weird bugs that show up that shouldn't happen. So for iOS 18 has actually been a pretty bad version of iOS, in my personal opinion. I have not enjoyed using it over the course of the last year because of how badly glitchy and buggy it's been. But so far, iOS 26, at least in this RC version, is seeming to be fairly fast and smooth overall. However, there is obviously still some bugs and glitches that are going to be present. It just seems like there are less bugs overall compared to iOS 18's initial release a year ago. So that's promising, and that is good news. So for anyone that does want to update to iOS 26 on day one when it is released, you should hopefully have a relatively decent experience in terms of battery life and overall system reliability. And so yeah, with that being said, I'm pretty much going to end the video right here. Those are all of the new changes and or current bugs that are still here in the iOS 26 RC release. So yeah, expect iOS 26 to be released probably within the next 1 to 2 weeks. The iPhone 17 is slated to go on for pre-order this Friday, and then it's expected that the iPhone 17 will also be released to the public the following Friday of next week. So around that time is when we could probably expect iOS 26 to be released to the public. So anyway, so yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. This will most likely be the last iOS 26 update video that I will be doing, since this is effectively going to be the final release. I'll most likely not do a video for the actual final release because the final and the RC are usually exactly the same. But if there are notable changes or modifications in the official release, I will do an update video highlighting those. Anyway, that's been it. Hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.